Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Recovery Acres Society operates the very successful 1835 House addiction treatment facility in my constituency of Calgary Elbow. This group has ambitious plans to open a new, badly needed facility in Calgary's northeast, then repurpose 1835 House as an inpatient facility to help women overcome addiction. To the Minister of Health, I know you met with Recovery Acres this summer to discuss their project. Is this an approved project in this year's capital plan?
Honourable Minister of Health.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the honourable member for the question. I do, too, need to commend the work that's happening at Recovery Acres. We know how devastating addictions can be for families, and they're definitely creating new opportunities for a new life in the community. In terms of previous commitments that were made by the former government, I understand why Recovery Acres is very hopeful that they'll be in the capital plan. I want to make sure that we're proceeding with due diligence in making those decisions, and I will be happy to update the House and Recovery Acres at a time that is most appropriate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Minister, it is a good project. It shouldn't matter who came up with it in the first place. It's an important project and should move ahead. Now, there is some urgency here. Recovery Acres has raised over $2 million in private donations and have commitments for an additional $5 million and secured a development permit and land based on commitments made by the previous government to provide the matching $7 million they need to complete this important project. And these permits expire on November 28th of this year. Will you commit to making a decision before that date?
Honourable Minister of Health.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for the question. Our office, I did meet personally with representatives from Recovery Acres. We're continuing to discuss with them the perceived urgency. I do want to say that permits can be renewed if necessary, so I think that I understand why their desire would be to have a decision before the end of the month, but I think it's important that we do our due diligence and make sure that projects aren't decided on one-offs, but on a systemic, how we're going to best meet the needs for all Albertans around addictions and mental health.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Minister, with respect, it's not perceived urgency, it's actual urgency. We badly need these treatment spaces in Calgary. Now, I know your government takes women's issues very seriously, and for that you are genuinely to be commended. To the minister responsible for the status of women, in light of the fentanyl crisis, and also to address the overall shortage of women's treatment spaces in Calgary, what is your ministry doing to support this important project?
Honourable Minister.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and to the member for the question. We are committed to addressing addictions and mental health issues and doing that throughout Alberta, and of course Calgary is an area of need, as are many other communities. And capital funding is one piece. We also want to make sure that before we say yes to capital funding, which is a one-time investment, that we're able to provide ongoing operational funding. So I understand a desire to move very quickly, but I want to make sure that I'm doing so with the financial realities at mind. And in terms of this year's budget, we have $10 million for implementing the first recommendations of the mental health review, which are coming through at the end of this calendar year. So hopefully we'll be able to do a number there, and then we'll continue to discuss additional initiatives after in the next budget.
Thank you, Madam Minister.